What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now, the Polaris Xpedition is an absolute overland beast right out of the box. Now, all of the stuff I've done to it, all the accessories, all the things I've done to build this machine makes it an absolute beast. However, for those long expeditions or technical terrain that we like to ride, there were a few weak spots I have to address. Heat, airflow, and the restrictive factory exhaust note. The awesome team over at RPM, side by side, hooked us up. They sent over a massive care package to take this build to the next level. Today we are installing their full RPM exhaust, the complete heavy duty silicone tube kit, and their high flow clutch fan kit. First up, we're going to dive into the engine bay and clutch housing. For the silicone tube kit and the clutch fan, why switch to silicone? Simple. Factory rubber hoses degrade, swell under high pressure, and can crack over time when exposed to extreme trail heat. These silicone tube lines, they're built like a tank. They won't expand, they handle high temps, and honestly, they make the engine bay look incredibly professional. And while we have the clutch intake tubes off, we're going to throw on the RPM clutch fan. If you run these machines hard like I do, you know the belt heat is an enemy. The fan setup maximizes CFM airflow directly into the clutch housing, keeping belt temps down and extending the belt life of the drivetrain. It's cheap insurance for the deep backcountry. Alright, so now I'm going to install the RPM fan, and it goes right here where they have this marked. This is where you cut it. Now, what I did here is I just took the band that's at the end, put it right here, and tightened it up. What I use to cut along that line to make it as straight as possible. Got this tightened up. Right there is the little dot that you go by. So what I would do is I would start here. But first, I got some alcohol. Spray just a little bit of alcohol on it. That makes it cut easier. It's hard to do this with one hand. And then you just cut all the way around it. Go all the way around this edge. Help you keep it straight. And to install the fan, this part right here, you can actually see the fan. This part right here is the way the air blows out. So, the way this is going to connect to your snorkel, like so. And then this goes into your belt box. So, you want the air going into your belt box. So this part right here, if you have the RPM facing your right, that's the way you want to install it. So looks something like this. Put the clip on. Like that. Then the clip will go over. You tighten it up, and you do that on both sides. Somewhat like this. When I get ready to install it, I'm not going to install it yet because I have to take out that air box and a bunch of other stuff to get the rest of the tubing on it. I would suggest get these on here, but then I would loosen them because don't know exactly how the angle of this will go into the snorkel back up to here, as opposed to going into where it's going to go into the belt housing right there. So I would loosen those up before I install them. Taking off the tubes on this side, you got an 8 right here, and down here is a 6. 8 right here. And I'm not sure about that one because I haven't been able to get to it yet. So before I put this on here, I just wanted to give you a little comparison of the thickness and how hard it is to squeeze this as opposed to this. It's very flimsy. Very thin. This new silicone's thick. A whole lot more durable. Also, inside of all these, there's a little lip, and that tells you exactly how far to put them in. Spray a little alcohol on there, help it slide on there a little easier. I got that one on. Found out I didn't have to take these off, so I'm going to put those back on here in a second. To get that tube up in there, you got to get way back in there and way back on the back side of this. So, being an ADV version, you can't tilt the bed. I see it right back in there. So I'm going to attempt to get it out of there, and then the other end's over here. Let's see how that goes. So to get to this tube up there, it is doable on the ADV. You just have to do it from the inside. It's not easy by any means. There's one clamp back in there. The other clamp is over in here. Box here. Right there. Alright. Finally done. Got that tube down there. Blower fan. Tube go to the clutch. Breather for the engine, going to the filter, hook it up there, and that's going to the back of the box, and then over here, right in there is where you tighten it up to go to the engine. The factory muffler, it's heavy, it's restrictive, and looks like a massive toaster tucked under the bed. The only thing making this thing look good is this really nice DRT exhaust cover. So RPM sends their muffler in this really nice packaging. It's got this soft felt in here to keep it from getting scratched. So RPM engineered the system not just for a killer tone, but for actual flow efficiency and weight saving. Installation is straightforward because RPM utilizes the factory mounting points, which basically you have to install 2 bolts here, and then this top part just slides right on. It's use a 14 millimeter. It should just slide right on. .1 pounds the RPM. The OEM one back on. And with my little scale here, this one says it weighs 21.5, so just saving about 1.5 pounds. But it feels so much different. This one feels so much heavier than this one does. Installation is incredibly straightforward because RPM utilizes all the factory mounting points. There's no sketchy fabricating, no drilling. It lines up perfectly. You'll want to reuse your factory donut gaskets if it's in good shape. Secure to heavy-duty springs and bolt it up. The fit and finish here is 10 out of 10, and it clears everything perfectly with plenty of room to spare. Alright, the moment of truth. Everything is buttoned up, tightened down, and looking mean. Let's crank it up and hear that RPM difference. Woo! I love that deep tone. It really does sound good. Sounds so much better. Don't have that drone noise inside the cab anymore either. Let's take it for a ride. I love that sound. So there you go. A huge shout out to RPM Side by Side for partnering with us on this phase of the build. If you want to unlock the full potential of your Polaris Xpedition and keep the temps cool, get the sound that matches that aggressive styling of the machine, you need to check out these guys. I'll leave a link to their entire lineup in the description below. Drop a comment, let me know what you think of the new exhaust note, hit the subscribe button, and give us a video thumbs up, and we'll see you guys out on the trail. Peace. And if you want to save a little money, put in code BLESSEDTO TRIP.